I gotta tell you, for years I've been having conversations about Umar Johnson, which, by the way, his real name is Jermaine Shoemake. I used to think it was Shoemaker, but when I reanalyzed the truth about his name, I went back and gathered that information, and it's indeed Shoemake instead of Shoemaker. But that's not important. The main thing about this is that he has lied. And I don't know if some of you can remember videos that I've created in the past concerning name changes and the reason why they do it. And this includes a wide variety of a lot of people, not just Umar Johnson, but Tariq Nasheed, Tommy Sotomayor, the red pill and the blue pill, the black dot, young Pharaoh. And it's all for the same reason. I don't want people to know my true identity, because if they knew my true identity, then they could research everything that I've been involved in that I may or may not have said that I was against. Such as, and I'm just using this as an example, such as, well, I've never stolen anything and I hate people who steal. Okay, but then you find out that their real name is something else, and then you get the real dirt. And lo and behold, you find out that they have stolen more than the average person, and maybe even did time in prison for it. You see? And then when you learn this information, then you start thinking to yourself, the big picture of all this is that, I can't trust anybody. I can't trust them to even give their real name because, and especially now, I'm not talking about the people that's not begging for money, that's not trying to make money. I'm talking about the people that's begging for money. I'm talking about the people that want you to give them money via donation, PayPal and GoFundMe and so forth. They deserve to know your real name and your real history. You are begging for money, but then you want to give them bogus names? They can't trust you when they find something out like this. And you know what? Even going further with this, I can't believe how many people consistently still give money after you bring out bits and pieces of information like this. I mean, it just blows my mind every time how people just say, well, I don't care, I'm still going to give money to these people. Like they enjoy it. Like, you know what, I want to take care of somebody else. And, even though I could use the money myself, I just want to take care of Umar Johnson. I want to take care of Tariq Nasheed. I want to take care of whomever just begs for the money for something that's not going to help no one but themselves. You give money, and you have been giving money to Umar Johnson, and nothing has came of it. Nothing. No school, no changes, nothing's better, no progress. How many years will you continue giving these people money and nothing is changing? But you want to try to come down on people like me because we are pointing out these things. And you say, well, see, that's why we can't get anywhere. What? The reason why we can't get anywhere because you're giving all your money to these people that's spending it on themselves and not doing what they said that they were going to do with the money in the first place. That's why we have no progress. Don't try to put, all the blame on us. Don't try to put the burden on us. It's like you want people like me to do the same things that you're doing, and you're saying the reason that we haven't did this is because we're hateful people or we're jealous. Jealous of what? Them spending money on themselves with no progress to the big pictures, which, by the way, is supposed to be uplifting and gaining progress within the black community as a whole. Not just for one person. Not just paying Tariq Nasheed's car payment. Not paying Umar Johnson's travel bill for gas, for going city to city and state to state and motels and hotels. And that's another thing. How come you haven't caught on to the fact that this man has no permanent residence? You know why? The main reason that he has no permanent residence? You might have already guessed exactly what I'm going to say, right? So that authorities don't know where to find him at any given time. Now, I know that he says he's going to be over here at this date, he's going to be over here at that date. A lot of times he has laid claim to having, a lecture here and a lecture there. And I have taken the time to check it out, and this man wasn't where he said that he was going to be. And then when you start giving this information to the public, then he comes back and said, well, I had to cancel that because of this, and I had to cancel that because of that. I mean, listen, man, how many times do these people have to lie to you before you just finally get it and say, you know what, I am fed up with this. I'm done with this. No more money, no more support. I don't even want to hear a video that you put on YouTube. I don't want to give you any kind of support whatsoever. These people are conning you and have been conning you since day one. And let's not forget about Tariq Nasheed, because he was all buddy-buddy with Umar Johnson a long time ago. As soon as the shit started to hit the fan, then he says, oh, I already knew all along that he was a fraud. You knew all along that he was a fraud, but you didn't give this information to the people that were still constantly giving him money, because you said go and give him money, because they thought that, hey, if you say he's cool, then he's cool, because they trust Tariq Nasheed. For him to come and say after the fact, oh, I knew he was a fraud, after these people had been sent over there by him to give money. Come on, man. Why do you still trust Tariq Nasheed? Let's not forget about him, because, see, he would rather you not even think about that. And every time that I bring this up, he makes sure that he listens to my videos so that he can turn me into YouTube and he can make up some bogus lie. Oh, I'm scared. I'm being threatened. I'm scared to walk out of my house because keyboard musician, he could be hiding in the bushes, ready to pounce on me. Come on, man. Stop that fucking bullshit, man. Then you'll create a video and go against what I'm saying, which is the truth. At this point, how many people are really fed up with these niggas lying to you and lying to everybody else? This is why we have no progress. This is why we haven't done anything in so many years. Even just being inspired to come together and finally get some shit done. Coming together is not giving money to one person and say, okay, well, they said they're going to do this, so we'll just wait. Then a year goes by, then 2 years goes by, then 5 years go by, then 10 years go by, and they still constantly keep telling you that they're going to do something, but nothing is being did. Nothing is being done. Come on, man. And you still constantly give them money. They come up with all kinds of excuses, just like Umar Johnson has been coming up with the same excuses since day one. Oh, give me some money. And where's the school? Oh, well, we have problems with this school that I was going to get, and it's going to cost too much to renovate, and GoFundMe shut me down because they jealous because I'm trying to get something for black people, and it's because of racism, it's because of white supremacy, it's because of the haters, it's because, come on, man, stop this fucking bullshit. It's because you are scamming people. You have never told the truth to these people since day one. Recently, this female, and I'm going to leave the link in the description box to the people that haven't seen this yet, this video. It's her very first video. It's this lady that give her account of true statements that I think that are true statements of Umar Johnson and a situation that they were in together that proves that this man is not serious about obtaining a school. Her uncle, this lady's uncle, was willing to give free land and free labor to the cause of the school. And Umar Johnson didn't take that. But you would rather raise money to buy a school from the white man when you could have got in touch with this lady's uncle and got free land and free labor, and you didn't take it? If that doesn't prove that this man is a scammer, I don't know what will. I don't know how much more proof that you need. Stop giving this nigga money. As soon as you stop giving him money, I'm telling you, he'll stop surviving. He will stop surviving. He has been living on your money, on your dime. He has been living on your money. That's why he didn't want to take anything free. because that would mean that he couldn't have any money in his pocket. He couldn't pocket it any money. All that money that was donated, it's gone. This nigga done spent all that shit, man. And again, let me bring this up. No permanent residence. Motel to motel and hotel to hotel. Those hotels cost money, baby. And he has been staying in motels and hotels, I mean, for what? For more than 9 years? For more than 10 years? How does one afford that? Even a person that has a decent job, that's making a decent amount of money, how does one afford staying in a motel or hotel every single day? And then the travel expenses. It's not like that he could eat home cooking, and spend less money. He would have to eat out every day too. So food expense, gas expense for more than 10 years of being on the road because he has no permanent residence. I've been telling people this for more than 5 years. For more than 5 years, man. And this is because he's on the run, number one. He doesn't want to have a permanent residence because he's afraid that if he does, all these people that's looking for him, he will be easily found. So if he keeps bouncing around, it's hard to catch up with a person that tonight they could be in Las Vegas and then 2 days later they could be in fucking New York. I mean, come on, man. Is that not suspicious to any of you? Look past all the hoopla and him talking about white supremacy and racism and all this shit. A lot of people have the gift of gab. They can talk their way out of anything. They can talk their way into something also as well. Before you know it, you're giving all your money to these people. But nothing has changed. No progress, no results, nothing positive. And you continue giving more money. Why? Because they have the gift of gab. They always have an excuse for, the reason that I didn't come through on that deal is because of this. And the reason that I didn't come through on the next deal is because of white supremacy. And the reason that I didn't go through with the next deal is because of racism and because of the haters and, going back to all kinds of excuses. Listen, things are about to change for the worse. Not for the better, for the worse. I told you, every last one of these scammers, these frauds, are going to have to deal with legal trouble. Not just YouTube booting them off the platform. Not just them terminating their videos and so forth. Not just GoFundMe not allowing them to use their platforms and Indiegogo and so forth and PayPal. But I'm talking about real legal trouble. I'm talking about tax evasion, fraud on its highest level. I'm talking about 10 to 20 years in prison. And then have to pay back all the money that you have spent that you don't have left. Because I'm telling you, that money's gone. And if you still don't want to believe it, why don't you ask him a couple of questions? Number one question that you should ask Umar Johnson or Jermaine Shoemaker, whatever his fucking name is. Number one question is, can you show us the money? Can you show us the money that should be still in your possession that's able to be present in front of the people? If you can't do that, and you want to complain with some kind of excuse, I shouldn't have to do that and people should trust me, something's wrong. Something's wrong. In order to buy something, you have to have the money. And if you have laid claims to buying something, then you should show proof that you bought it. Not just walking around an abandoned building that they gave you the keys to just look at on your leisure. And then you go through this whole scenario of this whole video production. And ladies and gentlemen, we have a school. Why didn't he show proof that he had already purchased this school? And nobody could say nothing. As a matter of fact, why hasn't he ever shown proof of anything that he has laid claim to? Especially when it comes to his degrees. Where's that proof at? He always comes up with some sort of excuse. And listen, I really think, and I've said this so many times in previous videos, I really think that this man's has stolen the identity of another person that's not even in this country. I think this person has long been deceased. And guess what? Lo and behold, this man's name is exactly the same name as Umar is claiming his name to be. Umar Abdullah Johnson. With the same exact degrees that this man has pretended to have already achieved. That's no coincidence. I'm sorry. That's no coincidence. That's no coincidence. With the same exact degrees, obtained the same exact time that he has laid claims to obtaining this. Get the fuck out of here with that fucking bullshit, man. I agree with the lady that came out with this video recently that I'm going to have in the description box. I agree with her when she said that she thought that Umar Johnson never anticipated this scam going this far. He thought he could, maybe muster up a couple of $1,000s and get over the little hump, because I think this was all for child support. I think at first it was like, hey, listen, if I don't pay this child support, I'm going to jail. I don't have no other means, no other ways of obtaining this money, so let me just create some kind of fucking scam. I'll keep bullshitting them, and then it'll kind of dissipate somehow. They'll forget about it, and then years will go by, and then I'll just come up with something else. I think Tommy Sotomayor done the same thing. It started out as a great need, like, hey, if I don't pay this child support, I'm going to jail. So what can I do? Oh, you know what? I could come up with some kind of fucking scam. The movie scam, Fatherless America. Notice Fatherless America has yet to be seen, has yet to be even created. But people are still giving this nigga money. Damn. People are so easily fooled. Doesn't take much. You can just come up with just some ridiculous idea and say, listen, this is going to benefit black people, so I need you to contribute, please. They give their money and they never see that idea make the light of day. And they continue giving money because these people continue giving excuses. Oh, well, the person that was going to help me, we fell out. And then the other person that I got to help me with this movie, he slept with my girlfriend. And then the other crowd of people that was going to help me, they fell out with me because they jealous. Oh, get the fuck out of here. Notice these are the same excuses that every last one of these scammers use. It's the haters that block the progress. It's white supremacy that blocked the progress. It's racism that blocked the progress. How many years I've went by since any of these people have been begging for money? Tariq Nasheed, Tommy Sotomayor, Umar Johnson, all these so-called conscious blacks, Professor Griff, Zaza Ali. Notice all these people are starting to be exposed on the highest of levels. Not just me coming out years ago warning you that one day they would have to face everybody finding out the truth, and it would be undeniable. Nobody believed me back then, but now you're starting to believe now. You're starting to see exactly what I told you years ago. I knew. And you should be able to know as well. Listen, you should be able to tell if somebody is real or not by their track record. When they say that they are going to do something, they need to do it. Now, I know what you would say. Well, Tariq said that he would come out with this movie or movies, and he did. So what's the problem? Well, the problem is that associated with these movies, he got you to help him create these movies financially by donating money. And $100,000 at a time, it doesn't take $100,000 to create a movie about black history, interviewing 4 to 5 different people for an hour long, splicing it together in the form of a movie, and then selling it to you. I mean, common sense should tell you this doesn't cost $100,000 to make. The quality or quantity of it doesn't say $100,000 or more. What in the fuck is wrong with you people, man? So you give him that money, and then he banks that money, laughing all the way to the bank. All these fools gave me $100,000 for something that I put together in less than 2 days. Damn. In less than 2 days. Then he turns around and sells it to you. That same product that you helped him create financially. Jesus Christ. No wonder this man can afford an almost $6,000 a month mortgage. I bet over 95% of you will never have a $6,000 a month mortgage because you can never in your lifetime afford something like that. Me included. Me included. Me as well. $6,000 a month mortgage? I wouldn't even want a place to live that costs that much. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. $6,000 a month mortgage? And you are paying for it. But guess what? When you finally realize that you've been duped, you're going to stop giving your money. Some of you will never stop, but you're going to have to stop because you won't have it, because of circumstances that will happen to you in the future that will prevent you from giving that money. Guess what? This is when you start seeing these people have to deal with the lack of money coming from you. So in other words, when it comes to Tariq Nasheed, when this starts to happen, and it's already started, by the way. It's a slow process, but I'm telling you, it's already starting. You're going to start seeing them have conversations in the form of a video that, you know what, I got to move. Now, they're not going to tell you everything because they're going to be too embarrassed to tell you the exact truth. But here's what to listen out for. I got to move. And if they show you any kind of clips or pictures or video of where they're moving to, you're going to start to see that it's going to be a lot cheaper than where they were staying before. This is when you're going to start to notice that, you know what? They're not receiving as much money as they were in the past. And you're going to start seeing them beg for more and beg for more, come up with all kinds of ideas and other ideas, and it's not going to work because people are going to be fed up. And you're going to see them going back to the fucking ghetto. You understand what I'm saying? It's bound to happen. Listen, nothing lasts forever. Nothing lasts forever. When you're doing the right thing, you have longevity. When you're doing the wrong thing, there is a cutoff point, and you can never gain it back again. I've seen people become millionaires because they were scammers. And now, at this present time, they have nothing. They are homeless, begging for money on the side of the fucking street. I'm telling you, I've seen this. And it can happen to Tariq Nasheed. It can happen to any one of the people that you love so much that you constantly give your money to. But then no progress. Nothing in the form of positive results that we could say, you know what, this is because of what they did, because of their efforts, because of our efforts collectively together. We can't say that anything has changed in a positive way because you give money to Tariq Nasheed, you give your money to Tommy Sotomayor. No one can. Listen, if you could, you would have already filled my comment section up in each video with all of this evidence of how much that they are responsible for on a positive level. But see, there is none. So therefore you can't. This is why you hate me. Because you can't call me a liar. You can't prove me wrong. You can't. And it hurts, I know. So this is what you're writing in the comment section. Because you get so frustrated. You want to curse me out. You want to call me names. You want to call me agent. Every time you do this, and I want everybody to listen, everybody else to listen. Every time that they do this, every time that they write these derogatory comments inside the comment section, just understand one thing. They are really acknowledging that I'm right and that they are wrong and they hate me for it.